So the session is by Rygaev, and his talk is titled Semantic-pragmatic about syntactic structures.
Okay, thank you very much. So first of all, I would like to say that I'm glad to be here and thank you for such a great opportunity to present my talk. I appreciate it. So I will be talking about the semantic-pragmatic account of syntactic structures. So basically that comes to the idea that we have some additional content from our head, and when we want to communicate it, then the need for communication somehow guides to leads to the appearance of like tree-like structure, which then can be realized in the syntax of the sentence. So basically, the language is the for communication, and the communication is information transfer from speaker to a hearer. So let's start from some computer examples. So suppose like one server wants to communicate to the other server, like the server is now 300,000 years. So it would issue some kind of command, some kind of instruction to update certain records in the table. Right. So like new information, it's not just put into the heap; it should be connected to the old information. So that, and in this command, there is clause like to find the record, and the clause to update it to this new information. So basically, the what's represent the information itself, it's the data in the table. Right? We have like the first original state of the table, and then the updated one, and that's what is the true condition. But the sentence itself is kind of it doesn't have the condition because it's an instruction, right? So essentially, I believe that that's what also happens in the linguistic communication. So we want to when we want to communicate something, right? So we want to put this new information in the connection with the old information in the hearer's mind. So again, there is a parts of the sentence that needs to find some mental file, and the other part to update it in the hearer's mind. Yeah, I approach it. I approach the question in the dynamic semantics theory. So Heim introduced the file change semantics, and where he used this file metaphor that she says that the task for the hearer to keep the file of cards at any point in conversation that should contain all the information that the speaker conveyed to that point. And basically, he proposed that the meaning of noun phrases is procedural. So he states that for every indefinite noun phrase, start a new graph. For every definite, like find and update a suitable for graph. And then comes the discourse representation theory, which kind of combines those cards into one big representation called TRS, discourse representation structure, which represents the full discourse at the point of conversational which is like the context and the common ground. The RSs can be mapped into one another when we have like certain logical operators like negation and implication disjunction. Then we have some kind of local context, and so the DRT explains how pronouns are resolved. So basically, when we in this example, like when we have such sentence, if Pedro wants to done, he gets it, right? So the pronouns he and it will look for the antecedent going up the hierarchy of accessibility. for them would be accessible to the local context and the higher context of DRS. And the same, it was extended then to other things like definites and other presuppositions, right? So here, if we replace he with Pedro and it with the donkey, then nothing essentially nothing essential changes, right? So here, what we need then to represent those presuppositions, because the content is used as a part of full search, right? So here we when we're resolving these, we would look for Pedro. Here and here we will look for something which is okay, and when it's resolved, then it leads basically to the same representation as here. Okay, so how projection works in DRT? So basically, we first create like a sentence DRS, like preliminary DRS, which contains those so-called A DRSs, probably for a number which need to be resolved, right? So they can be nested to one another, and they kind of float up to the state hierarchy, looking for a simple antecedent. And when it's found, then the address is bound to it, or otherwise it can be accommodated at some level of the hierarchy. Okay, that's part of this prediction plan. But then come to like specific indexes. So they are kind of similar to this prediction in the sense that they are also interpreted somewhere by an instruction and not in the place where they appear. The difference is that they normally accommodated and not bound. So are they special type of this prediction or what? So for example, in this sentence, like people just do this energy every day, this sentence has at least three different interpretations depending on where you interpret energy and which levels. Okay, and Goretz, Bargers in 2010 suggested that specific indexes are not this prediction, but rather we can generalize both predictions and indexes, and including conventional pictures as like all different types of background. And he displayed the bias principle and says that the grounded material tend to float up for the main DRS. Okay, and now comes my proposal finally. So if we have now different types of grounded materials, right? So and we want probably to use a DRS for them. We then need to mark them because they process in a different way, like the proposition. Sorry, presupposition of proposition. Presuppositional ADRS it's defined in discourse reference. Then we have specificity ADRS, which have to create a new discourse reference, and then we can have conventional picture ADRS to update the existing discourse reference. So I think it's better to call them BDRS now than call the grounded DRS. And also we can treat the main DRS and an instruction to update the topic referent of the sentence. So here is an example which includes all three types of instructions. So like we saw a certain picture of John, friend of mine. So we have this position of slide. It's come from product names B and John. We have a specific condition for the picture, which responds to the instruction to create the discourse reference. And you have a conventional picture, which serves to like background update, and we have main update of the topic, for example, over here. And if we look at this structure, so it forms a tree, right? And this tree nicely resembles the syntactic tree of the sentence. So, and once those instructions are executed, we come to this proper DRS on the right, which works as a mental representation, the result of the update, right? And that would have truth conditions. Okay, so okay, that's what I said. So basically, when the speaker intends to convey certain information to the hearer, he splits his mental property rest into a set of instructions to find, create, update mental reference, and being dependent on one another, they form a tree. And this tree then realized as a syntactic tree of the sentence. There is Igor Melchuk in his book, Organization in Natural Language. He proposes to introduce like so-called communicative dependencies. So in addition to syntactic and semantic dependencies, he introduced these short communicative dependencies, and it formulated in a certain independent way. So basically, it says that in semantic configuration, when we have like sigma 1 and sigma 2 connected semantically, one node depends on another if the whole configuration can be reduced to the other node in terms of the referent of the whole configuration would be the same as the referent of the single node. So for example, if we have like grow and population connected by population for grow, for example, right, we can realize it in two different ways. Like we can say the population grows when the grow would be the form dominant node, and or we can say the grown population. Now population would be the dominant node, and he then notices that from dominant node is corresponds to the top syntactic node in the syntactic subfield. So he says that like communicative dependency is a way to foresee like the syntactic dependencies on the semantic level. Also, like the idea that utterances are programs was read to at least like Winograd and Davis and Peter, and they introduce like two steps of natural language understanding, similar to computer compilation of the program and institution. So basically, we understanding of the sentence is not the same as hearing it out, right? So we can understand the sentence, but does not accept it, for example, right? So in our model, we have like compilation step is building preliminary reverse, which includes all those instructions, and executing when we resolve those PDRSs and obtain a proper DRS. Okay, so book is not a knowledge base, it's just a script that creates the knowledge base in content. Okay, so we have two layers of representation, like the preliminary representation is a good tool for sentence representation. It represents a sequence of instructions. They're context independent. That means that we're not using information from the context to build the structure, just like grammatical and lexical information. Yet it's context sensitive because executing it with different contexts can lead to different results. And for some contexts, even can fail, like the explanation failure. Okay, so it captures information to some extent, information structure to some extent, and protects the syntax on a semantic level. And this structure can be built computationally. Well, property arrays is a good tool for mental representation. Instead, so we distinguish two levels of representation for the sentence and then for the mental representation, we capture the conditions and the model array interpretation. Okay, so one thing where this can be applied to is a syntactic island. So, like syntactic island is a construction which container method will not be extracted out of the sentence. For example, like what that may solve slightly is under master sentence because like what is extracted from the subject matter. There are community approach to islands pioneered by Rygaev in 1923, which says that islands result from a pledge in information structure. And Goldberg generalized that to a simple proof that the grounded constituents are islands. So then the question is, why are the grounded constituents islands? My suggestion is that because each grounded constituent is a separate instruction, it should be separately executed. That means that all discourse reference and dependence on must have already been introduced by earlier instructions. And if there are some problems with that, for example, if there are some vicious cycles in the instruction dependencies, then it is not executable, and hence the sentence is uninterpretable. Not exist. So as one a friend of mine once said in the winter, he said like to clear the car from snow, I need to get my shovel, and to get my shovel, I need to open the trunk, and to open the trunk, I have to clear the car from snow. So that's instructions with vicious cycles which not be executed. So my proposal is that what very similar thing happens when the island constraints are violated. Okay, there are some. Let's talk about some challenges to my ideas. So one thing is that was suggested to one of the reviewers of my paper, so that usually it's said that the same syntactic structure can be understood with a different information structure. Okay, so for example, like John bought an apple, would answer two different questions, like what did John do, and then it would be split into different focus this way, and if it answers to different question, what did John buy, then it's split in this different thing. And according to my proposal, then that's my proposal is to that the syntactic structure should follow this split as well, which would be a problem for the second part. We don't want to say syntactic structure of the sentences like that. But actually, generative grammar allows for certain movements, right? So transformations, and there are proposals that say that both constituents also like moved out, and if we move the forward outside, so they may close, then we have indistinguishable structure like that. So let's compare it with the sentence with that, which also answers the same question in this way. So and they count directly would generate such kind of structure without movements like. And there are some theories which do not use transformations like HPH3 or just one minute. Roland reference grammar, for example. And yeah, and what the second is that preliminary DRS responds to the deep syntactic structure in this index, not to the surface one. So it's after that, certain transformation probably is possible on top of these structure. The other challenge is the environment rates. So it would be nice if they often would float up with what's the main theories that would explain the types of ambiguity, right? But quantifier representation in theories is different and doesn't match well the syntax in the sentence, and also they seem to fit well into the instructional paradigms. What kind of instruction they respond to. I have some ideas how this should be approached, but it's too early to present. It's a topic for the research. So basically, the conclusion is that I propose unified account of the ground meaning within the DRT framework and propose how syntactic tree for the sentence arises and propose an explanation why the ground difference islands. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have about 8 minutes for the discussion. And if you're online and have questions, please put your question or comment into the chat window so that I can read it aloud for you. Any questions?
Thank you for your talk. So if I understand, when the DRS that you arrive at doesn't contain any information of what part of the meaning comes from the disposition or conventional nomenclature. So have you thought about maybe using something like layer DRT in which you keep the trace of that information, because you need that, for example, for subsequent discourse attachment or dialogical effects, something like Ginsburg insists on as its treatment for that interactive meaning.
Yeah,
but you cannot challenge conventional nomenclatures, for example. The addressee can usually not address those content.
Yeah, I know about the layer DRT. I think it's kind of parallel, maybe. Layer DRT is more about the what we get after the everything is resolved. So we can still get some labels there, but I was mostly about the process of resolution, how that happens before we arrive.
Yeah, but it seems like it would be a nice fit.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for your talk. I'm kind of interested to find out more about the approach you have for syntactic islands. You say that you have an analysis of this, but I didn't really see how that works and how you blocking effects. And if you can capture the blocking effects for certain island effects, how can you also capture long-distance dependencies as well, where you have extend into embedded context?
Sorry, can you repeat the last?
Yeah, okay, so I'd like to know I mean, you said that you can account for syntactic islands, but I can't see how the analysis would work.
How what work?
I didn't see how your analysis would work. What's logging?
So for example, I don't have. Okay, so let's see. So let's suppose we have the sentence like Bill saw the picture of John. Okay, and we want to extract John and ask the question: what did Bill see the picture of? Right, so that would violate its syntactic value. Okay. The idea is that the picture of John is an instruction to find a certain picture, right? And it depends on its argument on its John, which is John in the original sentence, right? And then when we extract it, then we set on top of that the instruction to find this what, right? This. So basically, we're asking to find some discourse referent which will see picture. It's hard to. I need to draw. This really. Oh, sorry. This really results in those vicious cycles, because when we want to find the answer for the topic reference of the question, when we finding this discourse reference, we depend on the discourse reference for the picture, and the picture depends on the other way around, depends on the topic reference.
Okay, so in that case, like, how is capturing long distance dependence?
Long distance dependence.
What did John think that Mary would?
So okay, I think that again, more or less like parallel or orthogonal question, because as I said, like my proposal responds to the deep syntactic structure, and given this deep syntactic structure, we then can perform certain transformations to extract this double edged words, if I understand the question correctly, or
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, my example was extraction from embedded content.
yes.
Also, your islands are also extraction from embedded content.
So basically, you can extract only from the first part of the sentence. So that means if you have a long distance dependencies, that means that you have like a long part of the Fox constituent, which goes to the main of the construction of the sentence.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, quick question on
Could you go to the slide where you show the example of, sorry. We also set a picture of John, a friend of mine. Yeah, yes. So here you use the function update for the magic prose. We also set a picture of John, and also for the conventional picture or the apostate. But how do you deal with the difference between the normal session and the conventional picture?
Yeah, I don't know, probably that would be marked as a secondary update or something, some probably different instruction. I think it's not the main update, but the secondary one.
Then my question is, how do you formalize that difference?
Well,
For instance, they show some difference in the projection behavior or some. So the negation can target the attach content.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that's because that's the embed update here, right? So basically what can be, for example, the again, I'm going back to syntactic islands. So you can, for example, have instruction only from this part, which is the main update part, and that's the one proposed, right? Post part. And no, because it's in there, it's not allowed to perform that kind of operation on this part, on the main update, which is not embedded into anything.
I see.
Okay, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So unfortunately, we ran out of time, so let's let our speaker again. Thank you very much.